Welcome to Code Mantra's Accessibility Insight interview series. I'm Barry Bealer, Senior Vice President of Strategic Alliances at Code Mantra, and your host for today's session. We are here speaking with Bill Kasdorf, who is an independent consultant in the publishing industry and widely seen as an accessibility expert. Bill is active in the W3C as the W3C Global Publishing Evangelist and serving on the Publishing Working Group, Publishing Business Group, and the EPUB 3 Community Group. And he also, in his spare time, co-chairs the NISO's Video and Audio Metadata Guidelines Working Group. Joining Bill is my colleague, Ian Smith, who is our Director of Accessibility Platforms and Solutions at Code Mantra. Ian has been a technologist all of his career and more recently architected Code Mantra's document accessibility remediation platform called Accessibility Insight. He is a frequent speaker at accessibility trade events and writes about accessibility issues and topics on our company blog. Thank you both for joining me today. The first topic I want to talk about is around accessibility landscape and the regulations in the landscape today. And Bill, let's start with you. I mean, can you give us kind of the lay of the land overall, what the universe of compliance and what the universe of standards looks like around accessibility?
Sure. It's really been a massive change over the past couple of years because accessibility standards have all coalesced around web standards. So in the old days, you had to have specialized formats for accessibility. And now web accessibility, ebook accessibility, which is EPUB 3 is the proper format for interchange of publication content. System accessibility are all based on web standards. And as a result, a lot of the kind of international requirements like Section 508 in the US, the EU, the UK, et cetera, have all kind of aligned along this. So the standards globally are much more alike, and the standards that for the systems and publications are really technologies that people already use anyway.
And given the work Code Mantra has done with global publishers to remediate publications, have publishers been aware of this standards landscape, and can you talk a little bit about what's required to make their books and journals and other documents compliant?
Yeah, absolutely, Barry. So yeah, I do believe many of them are aware of the standards, and the majority have taken action towards achieving those compliance requirements, doing so by partnering with experts that are familiar with the standards themselves. The actions that the publishers have taken vary in depth and breadth, though. Some have taken a holistic approach by implementing policies which do ensure new publications produced are accessible. And then there are others that are still working towards such a strategy of full compliance, and therefore, they're required to remediate existing publications on an as-needed basis. Again, they're meeting their compliance requirements while they're trying to define a strategy to produce content in an accessible fashion. Both of these achieve the compliance goal in the end, but I think certainly the former is the more proactive and therefore will achieve results more efficiently over time.